Is it me, or does it feel like every role played by Benedict Cumberbatch feel like perfect casting? That's sure as hell what it feels like to me. Folks, we are continuing our journey through the Middle Earth and the build-up to Rings of Power, which is premiering very, very soon. We're going to be looking at The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. This was, of course, directed by Peter Jackson once again, and it's the direct follow-up to An Unexpected Journey, which I've already reviewed on the channel, and I've had some choice words about it. I was very, very disappointed by An Unexpected Journey, so with that in mind, The Desolation of Smaug could do nothing but surprise us. And here we follow Bilbo and his companions once again as they continue their journey east and brave many dangers on their way to the Lonely Mountain, which culminates in an encounter with a fearsome dragon Smaug directly in their way, voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch. Now, when you look at this sequel, it really does feel like Peter Jackson took the criticisms of An Unexpected Journey to heart. In other words, The Desolation of Smaug is much more like it. First of all, this is a much better paced movie than An Unexpected Journey. There's much more action to be had. It doesn't have to worry about setting up all this expository material. Now it really feels like this filmmaker and these actors can have a lot more fun. And fun they sure have. Martin Freeman, once again, is fantastic. Ian McKellen, perfect as Gandalf the Grey. Richard Armitage as Thorin is probably still the most interesting character in this entire trilogy, despite being a direct carbon copy of Aragorn, as I talked about. Now, I know what some of you hardcore Lord of the Rings fans are thinking. It really does feel like Thorin is more so the main character of this movie than Bilbo is. And yeah, Bilbo is important, he's there and everything like that, but this feels like a movie more centered around Thorin. Which honestly, I'm not a Lord of the Rings purist by any stretch of the imagination, so watching Desolation of Smaug initially, I don't mind this, simply because Richard Armitage is so freaking good in this. We're also introduced to a lot of other interesting characters like Toriel, played by Evangeline Lilly. Luke Evans as well as an archer is just so badass. I love this actor so much. And speaking of archers, yeah, we have Orlando Bloom returning as Legolas, which is certainly going to piss off a lot of purists. And I honestly thought Orlando Bloom added so much to The Desolation of Smaug. He just oozes cool every single time you see him. And yeah, even though it doesn't really all add up in the grand scheme of things when you look at the big picture, I really enjoyed his involvement. It didn't really deter me from my enjoyment of The Desolation of Smaug by any stretch. In my opinion, I really do think it made the movie a lot better. Not to mention, Desolation of Smaug is just such a better looking movie overall. Andrew Lesnie's cinematography combined with Jackson's overall direction in this story, it's really, really captivating. And Howard Shore once again provides you with one of his signature Lord of the Rings saga style scores, and it is grand, it is epic, it is everything you want out of one of his scores. The CGI overall is much, much improved over An Unexpected Journey for sure. Smaug as a character, my word. Can you say pitch perfect performance from Benedict Cumberbatch, or can't ya? Yeah, this is a big, fearsome reptilian creature who's guarding all of these really fine pieces of jewelry, but Smaug has a deceptively expansive vocabulary, only like a Benedict Cumberbatch character can. And I think he sells every single bit of the character. He looks so freaking menacing. This CGI, pitch perfect. There are a few sequences in Desolation of Smaug which honestly kind of hold the movie back for me. There's a couple of points where there's human characters who come flying into the frame during these action sequences, which again, epic. But on the rewatch, I could just, I couldn't escape the fact that, okay, that's CGI. Yeah, that's fake right there. But again, even though these are just nitpicky things, the purists of Lord of the Rings and of the Hobbit book itself, notice how I kept that singular. I'm sure the purists have a lot more agonizingly painful things to say about The Desolation of Smaug, but as a casual viewer, this is easily my favorite of this new trilogy that came out in the 2010s. I think all the performances are fantastic. You're introduced to so many amazingly colorful characters along the way, in addition to really, really expanding on the old ones, which is just amazing to see. And you have a villain and a cliffhanger that is just so bone-chilling to its core. Smaug saying, "I am death," as he rides off into the sunset as he flies away. Bilbo saying, "What have we done?" And then boom, credits. That's perfect. Great way to build up to Battle of the Five Armies, guys. But as it is, I'm going to give the Desolation of Smaug an A-. Easily the best and most fun of this prequel trilogy. Thank you guys so very much for continuing to tune into these videos. Look out for my review of Battle of the Five Armies, which should be hitting the channel very soon. Loads of new releases coming out in this brand new month of September. We've got Don't Worry Darling, we've got Pinocchio coming out on Disney Plus Day. And I'll also be doing a live stream where I react to all the news coming out of the D23 panels. Lots of exciting things that we can discuss over here, guys. So if you're a new viewer, why the heck not? Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell right next door. That way you don't miss a second more of the action from this point forward. And feel free to hit that thumbs up on your way out, because that's also incredibly helpful, my friends. But guys, y'all are the best. Thank you all so very much for your continuous support. And with all that being said, back talk. Commence.